Hello, welcome to the Situation Corner. I'm Elizabeth Zipora Akol, your host as always. Well, this is the third episode of the Situation Corner, and today we are looking at the internet. The internet was shut down on the eve of elections, but alas, how many people were affected? Who was affected? Which categories, which sectors were affected? So today in our studios, we have Mr. Brian Senogatimole. He is an entrepreneur. He is also the president of the Rotaract Club of Kampala Chivuli that sits at Africana. He is a farmer and the executive director of My Honey. So welcome to the show, Brian.
Thank you very much, Liz. Quick correction, I don't want to be fired by my bosses. I am not the president of the Rotaract Club, but of the Rotary Club of Kampala Chivuli.
My mistake.
Yes.
My
so
mistake.
it's okay. So I am glad to be here today in the Situation Corner.
Yes.
I hope those, so how do you call those that are in the corner? The cornered ones or the cornies?
The cornered ones,
Okay.
the cornies, of
So
course.
I'm the one who's cornered.
Yes.
Okay, I'm glad to be cornered in a good way.
All right. So Brian is the executive director of My Honey. My Honey is, would you like to tell us more about
Well,
My
My
Honey?
Honey is a company that I founded in 2016. We deal in apiculture, that is beekeeping, everything to do with bees, honey, beeswax, beehives, everything there. And we train also farmers on how to keep bees. And our focus mainly is on youth and women in the rural areas. So far now we have farmers in 9 districts.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, he has given us a brief introduction or brief detail about My Honey. But now our topic today, we are discussing more about the internet and business on the internet. A few days back, before the presidential elections, we realized that the internet was shut down due to reasons we do not want to go to, but because we're looking out for the business perspective. During COVID, the pandemic, we found that most of these businesses shifted to online.
Yeah.
And when the internet is shut down, we're left wondering, how were the business people, the online business people affected? So as a person dealing in apiculture, tell us how you were affected.
Usually, whenever there is a crisis, agriculture remains to be the support sector to the rest.
Yeah.
But when agriculture is affected, then the rest of the world can
also
be
affected.
affected. I mean, everything else can wait except food on your table.
True.
Okay? So the agriculture sector was also hit, especially those of us that are running businesses, both online and physically. How do you get people to know you have a product? How do you get people to communicate with people that are in other areas? Whenever you're forced to go traditional, there is a challenge. So when the internet was shut down, first of all, it's the greatest disgrace that has ever done to businesses
Wow.
in this country, especially startups.
Yeah, true.
Because most startups cannot really hire an office, big building, to run all these sections. Okay? And usually there are 1, 2, 3 people, even one, that runs the entire circuit. But when you shut off the internet, you've simply cut off their biggest and longest arm. Okay? So when the internet was shut off, it was like we were rowing our boat in a raging sea in the dark, not knowing what to do, what next to do, how do we do it. Take for instance, URA sends you an email and says deadline for filing returns.
Yeah.
So as you're trying to work it out, you file online, You know, filing is now, everything is done online. The internet is off. URA is coming to penalize you if you don't file on time. But hey, here we are. The internet is off. Okay? Simply plucking out someone's eyes. So we've been working that way. But we are glad that after 5 days, we came back. However, 5 days is a lot of time for a business.
Yeah.
A client has moved. Okay? The need has gone. Some people are doing business and they're in the business of luxury goods. That the buyers are spontaneous buyers. So if I don't sell this thing to you there and then the need will go.
Yeah.
And this is most especially with women. Okay?
True.
She will see a nice blouse. She didn't plan for it.
But she wants it.
And like, can I buy this? And how do we market this stuff? Online. So when Facebook is shut, whatever, very few people check their emails. But they're always on WhatsApp. So when the internet was shut, I think that is the greatest disservice that has ever been done. However, another school of thought is if you can't do business in a volatile environment that is insecure. So you've got to lose one and have the other. In this case, lose the internet. Yeah.
Okay, there's losing the internet, but when we look out for the startups, as you said earlier on, most of these people have built this foundation, or the foundation of their business, online. So how does it leave these startups? Because they do not necessarily have both options. They only have this one option.
Of course, you're left limping, if not dead. These are two instances that have followed each other. One, the lockdown, COVID-19 lockdown. But then quite a number of businesses, including my friends, some of my friends, simply shut down their businesses and they moved on. Those in agriculture, we were left with an option to continue working, but at a very slow pace.
Yes. Yeah.
One, transport charges went up. Okay. Two, the demand for goods went down, especially what some people regard as goods of ostentation. Okay. You are selling honey. Someone looks at honey as a substitute to sugar. And I think that is wrong, first of all. Honey it's medicine. It's not just a sweetener. Okay? So the business is growing very slowly, is moving very slowly. As we are coming out of that, and boom. Okay? So we're still limping on one leg, and guess what? Someone chops the other leg. But the thing is, innovativeness is key. Innovation is key. And this should open us up. The Bible says that we should have 7 or 8 streams of income. So if I'm only dealing in honey and bees, beekeeping and only that, now I'd better think outside the box. What else can I add on? Can I sell matoke? Because people every day have to eat. Can I go into selling beauty products? Because women want to look good all the time.
Yeah, we do.
You know, so we need to start thinking outside the box. Now that there is even an option of shutting down the internet and we're left in total darkness.
What next?
What next? Are we going to go back on writing mails? You know, for once I thought about resurrecting my box number. You know? But does it help? How does it help anyway?
It doesn't.
Because everybody, during the lockdown, border people made money. But ask Safe Border now. They will tell you those 5 days, they couldn't access. I think it's high time we thought of, one, internet is a basic right now. Because even hospitals sometimes need to communicate to their patients using the internet.
Even to fellow doctors.
To fellow doctors, there is what they call telemedicine. Okay?
Yeah.
So we need to learn that, one, internet is now, if it is not yet, it is coming to becoming a basic right. Just as communication, the right to communication, the right to freedom of speech. And this also shows that someone can really take away some things for you completely without really touching that particular button, but they touch another button. Yes, so as business people, we need to think outside the box. Or think within the box, but widen it.
Sure.
That is what is happening now. You know, yes, internet went off, but taxi people continued working. And guess what? Those passenger taxis were not affected by the shutdown of the internet.
Totally.
They were not. Yeah, so quite a lot of things are happening, but we need to be more vigilant. Yeah.
Well, that is it for you from Brian Senoga Chimoli. He has told you to have very many streams of income and also widen your scope in whatever field you're in. Let's say we are not going to keep blaming the internet when it's off again, but you can totally devise means of going ahead with your business. So thank you very much, Brian. Let me ask you, give us a closing remarks to the youth out there that are basing on internet as their source of let's say that is where they get their clientele from. So
you can only be virgin once. Yes. Once the internet was switched off, that can happen again and again and again and again. These were 5 days. It can be 5 weeks. It can be 5 months, even 5 years. What cannot be done is what has never happened. But once it happens, start thinking how. Start drawing a strategy of in case it happens. One of my mentors told me that prepare for the worst, hope for the best. So now that it happened, it can happen again. But when it happens the second time or the third time, you shouldn't be at the same place where the first one found you, because life happens in a sequence. It's a wave. The third wave is bigger than the second wave. And so is the fifth wave bigger than the fourth wave. Never again should we be caught off guard. We need to prepare. Thank you.
well, with no further ado, we have come to the end of this show. I still remain Elizabeth Zipporah Akol. Thank you very much, Brian, for your kind words and for coming through. Please don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms. That is Faraja Television on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter, and also FarajaDTv on YouTube. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like. See you.